Hi, my name is Dr. Tia Matos, and I help tax preparers just like you learn how to generate income year round. And today we are going to talk a little bit about the choices that we make. I've been involved in the tax and finance business for well over 15, 17 years now. And like you, after tax season ended, I used to struggle with what was I going to do to generate income. So we are going to go over a few of those choices. The main thing we want to keep in mind as we go through these choices is the degree of difficulty. So we're going to talk about why your choices for year-round revenue matters. Unfortunately, tax season is not a year-round way to generate money, and we're going to talk about the top 7 ways that tax preparers generate year-round revenue. We're going to start with number 7, bookkeeping. Payroll is number 6. Financial services is number 5. Enrolled agent, which is also called taxpayer representation, is number 4. Real estate brokerage, insurance agent, and also an Affordable Care Act navigator. That's a brand new field. That's number 2. And the number 1 way to generate money is being a tax strategist. Okay, when I talk about staying in the room, I am talking about staying in your field. Tax preparation, no doubt you've taken all of your courses and education, and you probably have at least 1 to 2 years minimum experience, and so you are considered a true professional. So staying in your field as a tax professional is what I mean by staying in the room. Now, there's 3 different ways that people generate revenue by staying in the room. The first is bookkeeping. Now, you may be working with some businesses already, doing a little bit of their tax preparation. So to transition into bookkeeping, that degree of difficulty is relatively small. A lot of the bookkeeping services that we use, they either become tax clients or tax clients that have businesses. We transition them into bookkeeping clients. So that's one way you're going to stay in the room. And something like this can generate, on an average, up to $2,500 a month. So the amount of time that it takes to, in the software to become a bookkeeper is equivalent to the amount of money that you'd be able to make. That's definitely a positive thing for a tax preparer. Now, the next thing is an enrolled agent. What is an enrolled agent? An enrolled agent is like a power of attorney. You have that. That is the highest degree of representation that you can have with the IRS, and that is representing a taxpayer before the IRS. A lot of tax payers, they have simple issues, and some of them are complex. So you're going to have to talk about, the amount of learning. The enrolled agent exams are pretty intense, as we would expect them to be. The classes themselves, they can be pretty expensive, especially if you want to take additional classes to study for becoming an enrolled agent. Again, I know I put the learning curve is small. The learning curve is small, but the content itself is very deep. It's very heavy. And enrolled agents can make anywhere $3,000 to $4,000 a month just because the prices that they charge is not in alignment with a normal tax preparation fee. And then finally, we have tax strategy. How many of us have clients that owe taxes? Or we have clients that got back $200 or $300 and they just were not happy about that. Doing tax strategy, not only are you able to make a monthly income, let's just say on average, if you were to assist 200 people to maximize their taxable income, you can make up to $10,000 a month. And those people, just like the bookkeeping services, if you're helping them throughout the year with their services, they're going to be more apt. They're going to trust you to actually want to do their taxes. Okay, so we've got another 3 ways to generate revenue. These are not what I consider in the room. It is not directly tax preparation, but it's in the house. It is in the general realm of of financial services taxes, and we've got payroll. To be able to run a payroll, you do need to be familiar with payroll. The software is relatively easy. It can be expensive. It just depends on where you go. So to learn that, if you're a tax preparer, it should be super easy for you to learn payroll. The other thing is financial services. Now, financial services in itself is a very difficult field simply because you have to become certified. Some states you have to be licensed. You do have to take and pass exams. So that's something you might want to consider, the time and the effort. People do make a nice bit of income in financial services. And then finally, we have this new field called the Affordable Care Act Navigator. Now, you just have to be mindful that in the last presidency, the funds allocated to Affordable Care Act have been significantly cut. So if that is something that you're interested in going into, you need to be mindful of the environment and what is going on with government funding and how all of those things will affect that position, that role that you play in helping people decide which medical insurance that they're actually eligible. Now, here are some fields that, guys, it's not in the room, it's not in the house, it's what I considered in the neighborhood. Becoming a real estate broker has nothing to do with tax preparation. Becoming an insurance agent has absolutely nothing to do with tax preparation. To become a real estate broker, again, you're going to have to do extensive learning, training. You're going to have to pretty much work under someone until you're able to stand on your own. And that goes with a broker and also an insurance agent. You have to be licensed. You have to be able to pass exams. I know there's local things. There's definitely state exams that you have to pass. So as far as the difficulty of learning, it's not so much that, but you're actually stepping from tax preparation altogether and you're going into a whole new realm. Yes, it kind of all falls under finance, but it's nothing like what you're currently doing as a tax preparation professional at this point. So now that we've kind of gone over a little bit of the requirements, a little bit of the expectations when it comes to the top 7 ways that tax preparers generate year-round income for themselves, there's some things I'd like you to take away. You get your pen and paper out, answer these questions, and it will really help you formulate where you want to direct your time and your money and your energy into generating this revenue for the rest of the year. Number 1, you need to know your goal. A lot of tax preparers get into that industry so they can work 3 or 4 months out of the year and not have to work the rest of the year. So you may not be interested in generating that type of an income, but perhaps you're interested in generating a residual income where the work you do today will pay you every single month. So you've got to know your goal for money, your goal for time, and your goal for effort. How much money, how much time, and how much effort will this cost me in the end? The second thing is you need to know your level of willingness to learn something. You've already learned an incredible amount of information just being a tax professional. So again, how much money do you want to invest in learning something? How much time is it going to take? And are you going to actually put the effort that's required for you to complete that level so you can go on to generate income? And then finally, guys, number 3, you have to really be honest with yourself. Tax season can be absolutely draining and straining. You will feel like a burnt out green bean at the end of tax season. So you need to know yourself. Are you burned out after tax season? Do you just not want to see another client? Do you not want to help another person? And again, you need to ask yourself the question, if so, then great. If not, you need to walk away and ask yourself, how much money, how much time, and how much effort will this actually cost me? So thank you for spending a few minutes with me. If you're interested in getting more answers to questions, feel free to reach me at the link below. And you guys have a wonderful tax season.